Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I had just a few moments with you again today to tell you about a friend from our tool bag. Puppet friend, prop friend, all kinds of friends in there that we're telling you about. Why are we doing that? Well, can I tell you the truth? Honestly, it probably is as much for me as anybody. It reminds me how God, who's beyond time, comes into time. That's what Christmas is all about, isn't it? But he's still doing that, surprising us along the way with a puppet we find in the church basement, with a prop that's given to us or shared with us. But today, we're going to be doing a story from a prop character that are going to be using a couple of different props, a hat and a coat. But the story I want to tell you isn't about the props that are used when I step into that character that you'll hear from in the accompanying post. I want to share with you about the gentleman that I honor by the name I've given this prop character, James Shrue. James Shrue. I was working one summer for the Welfare Department of Missouri, working my way through college. And that summer, I got sent out to visit someone who was an old age assistant, James Shrue. Lived in an old house, didn't have much money, couldn't read. Let me tell you, God worked through that man to touch not my life, but other youth from the church that I was a part of at the time. Couldn't read, but as I read to him scripture, as I read to him the story of Jesus' death on the cross, he'd weep. I was so used to the story, I hadn't been touched by that for maybe ever. But through him, I was touched by that. Told me the story, how he was baptized. On a winter day, the preacher had to break the ice and he had to lead the way in because it was an old swimming hole and he knew the depth. Stories that he told, and his story impacted my story. I really believe that God gifted me with the privilege of knowing Jim Shrue. And myself and a brother of mine, a couple of friends of mine, we had a chance to sing, to share a little bit at his funeral. Look forward to seeing him again someday. But it reminds me to keep my eyes open. And I'll remind you to keep your eyes open. Who knows when God is going to bring across your path, my path, someone who will be used to further us in our walk with God. Maybe someone today. For me, it was Jim Shrue. You're going to hear from Jim Shrue, at least the prop character here in just a little bit. But please hear from Jim Shrue. Let's be touched by the story, and let's be open to allowing the God who's beyond time, intervene time,